Hi everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus from Threshold of Hineni, and I know what you're thinking. Was she vandalized or did a storm go through? Well, I guess you could call it a storm. It was me. I'm gonna do something today that I never really thought about doing publicly before. But I realized as I was getting ready to do it that it probably would be really helpful for you guys to be able to see this. And I mean, even as I'm not a super experienced junk journaler, but I've been doing this for a little bit over 6 months now, and I've done a lot of journals in that time. I would still love to see somebody else go through this. So I thought I would take you guys along on this. This is my desk. I didn't touch it. I mean, I touched it, but I didn't move anything at all, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the process that I go through at this point in making a journal, where I'm almost done, but I want to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything important. And so I'm going to sort through all these papers on my desk and the papers in this box. It's not going to take as long as it sounds. And I just want to make sure that I've got everything in the journal that I want, make sure that I'm not missing something, that I really loved. And I'll tell you how I'm going to sort those things into various places. I already have my little tub that has scraps in it, and this isn't just from this journal, it's also from another journal that I'm working on that has the same color scheme basically, and so I can just put all that stuff in together, and I'll make franken paper out of that, and I'll do that on a video. So a little bit of this stuff isn't from this journal, but it's from another journal. So anyway, here's the journal that I'm working on besides this, and I just wanted to show you a couple things in here because I haven't done them in the journal that we're working on, and I wanted you to see them, and I'll show you definitely in another video, just not in this series. I have this tuck spot. I love fading out paper so that you can write on it, but then using the paper full strength for a text spot or a flip, or something like that. Over here on the other side of that paper, I have an envelope made from that, and then I also have this flip up, flip down. So there's a lot of writing space on that. I also wanted to show you, I made a couple of franken paper pockets for this journal. See, so they open up like this, but these are made out of franken paper. Isn't that pretty? And here's the other one. Okay. And I used some of Melody's trim in here too. Let me find it. Here we go. This is one of her trims that I used to make a little corner tuck. And there's another one on this side too. And I'm not sure if I can find it real quickly or not. Actually, we'll be doing this in the other journal too, so I won't show you. But here's another thing that I like to do is, this is from some of the book pages that I printed roses on, and so I just take some of those types of things. Oh, here's the trim from Melody's kit, and I like to sew them on the edges of some of the pages. It just makes it look pretty, and it adds more texture to it. Okay, so that's a different journal that I'm working on, and I'll videotape some of the stuff working on that, but it's one that I'm just kind of working on in the evenings before I go to bed. So and this stuff goes with that journal, so I'm just going to go ahead and put all that in that box. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these papers that are on my desk, decide what to keep, what to stick in the scrap bin, what might be used for a different journal, and what I need to actually put into this journal. And we can do it, I think, fairly quickly. It probably should take us maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe a little bit longer because I'm talking about it, but I'm going to keep this one out because this is going to be perfect for my flip through for showing where the pockets are. Okay, so I just need one of those, and I just fluttered it onto the floor. Okay, this is too small to do anything with, so we're going to throw it in the bin. This lace is too small. We want to keep these postage stamps out because I want to use those, so I'm going to set those aside over here for now. These scraps at this point are too small for anything that I would do. Here's another stamp, some ribbon, and another scrap. Some more scraps that can all go in for franken paper and some more postage stamps. These are the postage stamps that I made from Melody's kit. I just shrunk down full pages into postage stamp size. Okay, so I had these little postcard things, which I'm not going to use. So I'm putting that into a box for another journal. I won't be using these pictures. I printed those into cards, which you haven't seen yet. I got this paper at the Dollar Tree, and I thought that it fit perfectly, so I might still use that. So I'm going to stick that here to put back in the box. I totally forgot about this pocket, so it's a good thing that we're sorting, because I have this floating pocket that I want to make sure it gets into the journal, and I still probably want to do something on the back of it. I'm not sure, because this is like from my book, or I might decorate it later, but let's at least stick it into the journal for now. Okay, so here are a couple of large pictures that I'm not going to use, so they can go into that other box. This can go into the scrap box. Oh, these I want to use. In a future video, I'm going to be showing you how to fix something that I messed up. There's some trim here. I might still use these. Oh, I kind of want to see if I can find a way to use these, at least some of them, probably not all of them. And these are on cardstock. I definitely want, oh goodness, I definitely want these. These are ones that came in the kit. They're all ready to just cut out into cards, so I for sure want to have those. These are printed on cardstock. It may be too much because it's my journal's already getting really full, but I'm going to put it into the stack of things to use just in case, so I don't forget about it. It won't be up at the very top. The stuff at the top right here that I won't miss is stuff that I definitely want to use. Okay. This is, I think, just scraps. Okay, that's a scrap that can go in there. This is big enough scrap to make into... I printed a lot of these postcard backs for some reason on just plain old paper. Oh, here's some more stamps, so I should keep those out. That's not, that's just on regular paper. So that can go in with this other journal. This isn't really big enough to do anything with. I still have some coffee stained paper. Oh, I have some printed bags. Let's put these underneath. Coffee stained paper still might come in handy for journaling cards. These bags, I do need one because I need to print it to show you how to make that sack pocket that I have not forgotten about. Okay, these will be nice and paper. And this can go for that other journal. And this I will use for the paper sack. Okay, see how quickly we can get through? Okay, and I don't know if I've used this first or not, so I'm going to stick that in here as well. I'm going to tear off this bit of printed paper that would work well for franken paper. Okay, so we got through that really quickly, but we still have a bunch of junk over here. I don't know if you can see it or not. Okay, so I've got my little bowl here that has little tiny pieces in it. I'm going to stick it in here. I have this bigger bowl as well that I put scraps of fabric and stuff in. Oh, and there's a bobbin that's going all over the place. Let's cut that thread off. When we find the end, we can toss it or something. Okay, so here's, oh, this card is supposed to go in the journal, so let's put that into the front. Ledger paper goes with the other journal. Here's some lace. I won't be using that at this point, but it might work for the other journal, and then this scrap can go in there. Okay, that's enough thread to use the first messy thread or something. Okay, this I'm probably going to use for the closure. That's a scrap that can go in. Now this is enough of a scrap to go on the side of a page, so I'm going to keep that out because I haven't necessarily. Okay, so all these little pieces of trim, here's some of Melody's trim. I want to keep those. Here's a note for a doctor appointment. You just never know. A couple, oh, this is postage stamps in small pieces, so I can put some of the stuff into that. Some of my dictionary stuff. Here's a scrap, some scraps that can go into the scrap pile. And this is a piece of trim that I might be able to use still. Okay, there's a lot of Melody's trims here from the kit that I might still be able to use. So I'm going to keep those out. Wow, in fact, I've got quite a bit of trim potential here. Okay, so let me just trim off this side of this paper. I'm not doing it real neatly, just getting rid of the excess there. Okay, and putting it here. Here's some more trim and paper. Oh, this is a verse card. Some more paper that I might use for the sack. Here's another rose, but I'm not going to use that. Some more trim. See, so I'm finding all kinds of goodies here. Button. Oh, some more trim. Okay, so it's like I was thinking that I might have to print up some more trim, but I definitely don't need to. I can tell there's some of everything here. So I'm just going to keep that kind of separate. And some buttons that don't have anything to do with this. Some leaves that I might use for that. And this paper was misprinted. Oh, here's another page of my flower stuff, but I won't need it for this. I'll use it in my other thing. And I've got some trim here. And paper that can go in there. Paper that can go in there. Okay, so see, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, but I ran across some things. Oh, this can be used for the sack too, and this can. I ran across several things that I can use, especially on that sack, the sack pocket that I've been promising you guys that I'll show you how to make. Let me dump this trash. Oh, I can't. My trash I pushed under. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to straighten it out a little bit. Okay, so we've got our trims. This is a scrap. We've got the scraps that we want to use for the sack, and I'll put those with the sack. Okay, so all these need to go together, and that can go with it. This is for postage stamps. Here's some more trim. So I want to keep all the trim together. This is something I want to use in a video. Okay, so these are cards and other ephemera that I still want to use, and then some things that I might possibly use. This is a verse that I definitely want to see if I've got that in there yet. These are things that I want for the sack. So see how I'm kind of keeping different projects together. I'm going to do trim before I do that. So I've got my trim in here next. Those papers that I got from the Dollar Tree. These that I want to use to fix a mistake. And then my journal, and that's it. Oh, one more thing. I've got the postage stamps here, and I've got a little envelope for postage stamps. Okay, so I'm going to put that here for now. So, see how quickly we did that? And actually, I probably did it quicker right now because you all were watching. I probably normally would go, do I want to use this? Oh, I think I'll do that, you know, and I'd probably spend time cutting and everything else. It's a lot better to just quickly go through without giving it a lot of thought, but just organizing, checking to make sure that you have everything in your journal that you already want. I don't want to put too many more things in here because this is getting really full, and it gets hard to write on if it's too full. Okay, so I don't want to open this up for too long because, well, yeah, you've already seen this stuff, yeah. So what I want to fix, I'll show you. I did some collaging, and I did it on a video, but I'm probably not going to post it because look at that. I don't like that at all. That looks really stupid. So I'm going to fix that. But I'll do that in another video. Okay, that's it, you guys. I love you. Spend a little bit of time sorting through things so that you don't waste anything. Look at all this lovely, lovely stuff that we have for making Franken paper, and we'll have more too at the end. All right, I love you. I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.